Hi, this is Chris Daleo, coach of the Thailand men's national team. I just want you to say, look at Dribble Drive. That we just did a 3-part interview that I think you're going to find kind of fun and exciting to watch. So, thank you for Dribble Drive for having me, and thank you to all my fans in the Philippines. I hope you enjoy the interview, and I hope you enjoy our time together. Thanks again.
Good day, sports fans! Today, we are joined by someone who knows what winning is all about. This guy has coached a number of teams and transferred them into a winning team. He has been named 2003 Continental Basketball Association Coach of the Year, a development coach for Milwaukee Bucks, and a 5-time Thailand Basketball League champion. And of course, this guy is responsible in almost pulling an upset with the mighty Koreans in the first window of the FIBA Asia qualifying tournament. I'm talking about none other than Coach Chris Daleo. Coach Chris, how are you?
Hello, thank you. Thank you for the kind words. And thank you for having me on Dribble Drive. I
Oh,
greatly appreciate it. Thank you very much.
yes, of course. It's our pleasure, Coach. There's a lot of viewers who are asking, okay, how are you now? After the, of course, after the third window and after the SEA Games has been canceled, there's a lot of people asking, how are you now? So we've heard you're back in the States, right?
Yes, with the SEA Games officially being canceled, Thailand went back down into lockdown. So no basketball being played, no practice, no nothing. And it just was a mutual agreement that if there's nothing going on, I'm going to go back to the United States. I just can't stay in my room there in Thailand. So I left and I came home. And I've
Mm-hmm.
been home for about a week and a half now.
Oh.
And, COVID continues to rage there in Thailand. And they really don't know when things are going to open back up or what's going to happen there. So I just said I have to get going on with my life and go do some things.
Mm.
And that's why I'm back here in the United States.
Oh, okay, that's good. So, since arriving there, Coach, what's keeping you busy? Your dogs,
I
maybe?
work out. I try to get in the weight room every morning, and then just doing all the stuff around. I have some property here, so trees need trimming, grass needs mowing, things need to be taken care of. So I'm trying to clean up all the stuff that I didn't do before. So, but really, I'm just dying to get back into basketball somewhere. You know,
Oh,
yeah, I'm not a guy, to be able to just idly just sit by without doing basketball. So when Dribble Drive calls me, I'm very happy to do it. I love to talk basketball with passionate people, but I need to get on the basketball court somewhere. So
yes.
that's kind of where I'm focused right now, is to try to find something in basketball because I need to get going again. I don't want to sit. I don't want to sit by and do nothing.
Yeah. Thank you, Coach, for, of course, for indulging me to interview you. Anyway, Coach, you said, of course, a guy like you cannot idly sit, right, without basketball. Basketball runs in your blood. So I've heard that you've been doing, you'll be doing this third annual day shootout in Las Vegas. Can you tell us more about it, Coach?
Yeah, well, Vegas at this time, the NBA Summer League goes on. Agents have their players out there, all working out for different people. There's some summer leagues going on. So the Handy Agency called me and said, we'd like you to come on out and represent, not only Thailand, but also the whole region, to look at players. So they fly me out. I'm spending a week from the 9th through the 13th. And they put you up at a hotel, and then I sit there and evaluate players. And then they'll use my recommendations to send players all across the world. So it's great for me because it gets me out of the house and a chance to go do some basketball for a week and chance to see some old friends. People are connecting now, like, oh, where are you going to be and things like that. So we can meet each other and then hopefully meet some new friends. But
Yes.
basically, it's just getting out on the basketball court and it's just evaluating players to see if players are going to be good fits for some of the areas of basketball in the region that we live and work in.
Yes. Yeah. So, so this is the third year of this activity, right, Coach?
This will be my first time doing it, because normally for the past I'm in my fourth year. For the past 3 years, I've been working in Thailand at this time. We'd be in a league right now. So with everything shutting down there, me coming home, this allowed me some free time to get down to Vegas and do things like this. And I was very happy when the Handy agency called me and said, we'd love to have you. So of course I'm going to go. Let's go do some basketball.
Yeah. Well, maybe this is the opportunity for some players, you know, to land a job overseas, and maybe,
Well,
yeah,
it helps because, teams will call me, whether teams from Indonesia or, teams from Thailand or teams from Vietnam, wherever. They're going to call. They said, do you know somebody? Do you recommend somebody? So when I get a chance to see a player up close and personal and see how they are not only on the court but off the court, I can recommend certain players. It's tough sometimes to sign a player just off a tape, because everybody can put together a highlight film,
yeah, sure.
So you want to be able to interact with the player, make sure the player's professional, conducts himself like a professional off the court, and then on the court, make sure he can do the things that you want to recommend to somebody else to help them win games. You don't want to have a reputation of recommending bad players.
Yes.
You want to have a good reputation of, Daleo sent me a winner, so I'm going to call him again. And it's just building those types of relationships built on trust. So it's very important. So that's kind of what I hope to do, to find a good player to be able to send to somebody that I know to help them win games.
Yeah, true.
That's kind of it.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Actually, that's very good, Coach. Yeah, very noble of you, of course. Anyway, yeah, I just can't help notice, but you're wearing a Tumakbo basketball shirt, Coach.
Yes, I'm very proud. I'm
Oh,
very proud of my association with Tumakbo. Absolutely.
oh, actually,
Absolutely.
yeah, because I want to ask you about Tumakbo United basketball. Well, we have some viewers who has little knowledge about Tumakbo, what it's all about, and what does it do. And can you tell us more about it, Coach?
Well, about a year ago, Coach Homer, who runs the Bakbo in Chicago area where I live, in Chicago and USA, George is Tobacco in LA, California area, but I'm in Chicago. So Homer called me and says, I'd like you to come on down and look at our players and evaluate our players, because our high school age players, we're trying to place them into colleges in the Philippines, or into colleges here in the United States. And we'd like you to look at them to see what their strengths and weaknesses are, to help out with telling the kids what they need to work on, and different things like that. I don't do it for pay. It's not that if I'm home and Coach Homer's been great with me. So, and George out of California has been great with me. So it's nothing for me to jump in the car, drive into the city, spend a couple hours just watching people play, offer some advice, work with some players, and hopefully help those players achieve a level of success by going to the school, that they want to go to. So I think that's part of it, of giving back to the game of basketball that I really like. And if somebody's going to call me up like Coach Homer did and say, we value your opinion, can you come on down? Of course. I'm free. I'll come on down. There's no problems with that. And if somebody's willing to value my opinion, I'll gladly drive on down there and do it. And if it can help out a kid, I got no problems with that. Let's do some work and let's get some production out of it.
How long have you been involved in Tumakbo, Coach?
I'm going this would be my second year. They call me periodically. There's a relationship, that's been built. Another relationship built on trust. And, I believe in what they're doing. They don't charge players for the services. I believe they legitimately try to place players and do good things for players. I don't think there's any scheming or any lying or underhanded dealings when it comes to kids and sending them off to schools. So I think that's all good, honorable things, and that's I enjoy being part of stuff like that.
Oh.
So anytime I get on, I always wear my tobacco stuff because I'm proud of it, because I think they do good things and I'm glad to be part of it.
What are the age brackets or range of ages you've been training in Tumakbo?
Well, when I go periodically. There's going to be all certain ages, but they really focus on players that to go place into colleges in the Philippines.
Oh, okay.
So that would be that age group. But we have had some younger kids as well. I know in California, whatever leagues and whatever are all run with real younger. But really, they bring me in to really help refine and give the players what to do so they can become good, productive college players.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's a question of, you need to work on post-up work, just don't be settling on shooting the three, and let's work on post-up work so you can be an inside and outside threat. Or, we have to work on taking people off the dribble and finishing with contact, so we're not shying from contact, different things like that. I believe in helping kids become well-rounded in basketball, not just specializing in playing one position, because you just never know what the needs are of the schools that they already have. So you don't want to just be a one position type player. You want to, and I believe, basketball is turning into positionless basketball.
Yes.
Where you have to be versatile enough to be able to play multiple positions.
Yes.
And just not be a 3-point shooter. You got to be able to be a 3-point shooter, but also have some post up.
Yeah.
Not only be a 3-point shooder, but you have to learn to take people off the dribble. You just can't be a 3-point shooter. You have to develop a floater. You want to have as many things in your offensive arsenal as you can to make you more valuable and more productive on the court. But then defensively, you want to be able to rotate and be able to stop people on penetration. But also, if you get taken down the post, how to win the battle of the feet so you can handle, in case you get posted up. So you're just not getting scored on at will.
True.
So all those things come into play, and I think it's important for players to be exposed to those different things so they can work on them.
Okay. Since Tumakbo basketball has been doing great, in the grassroots level for these young Filipino Americans basketball players there in the USA, does the organization receive or any support coming from the Samahan ng Basketball ng Filipinas?
You know what? That I don't know. That's up the organizers, Coach Homer and those guys and George. That's their jobs. I know my role. When they call me, I drive on in and look at players and help players. That's my role. So that's kind of what I do, and I do what they ask me to do, and I got no problems doing it, and I'm fine with that role.
Can you give us some names, Coach? I mean, who are those products of Tumakbo United that you have already sent to the Philippines? If you can name a few.
You know what? You're killing me on that. I don't have them right off the top of my head. I'm sorry, I don't. I know the biggest issue was because of COVID and the delays of, the collegiate scheduling there in the Philippines. It's put a lot of kids behind schedule, with recruitment and with being able to come over. So the big thing with that is, and even, a year ago, things were shut down here in the United States for basketball. Now it's opening up, with vaccinations and different things. Things are starting to open up. But I know that it really shut things down and made it tough for kids to complete their collegiate plans over there in the Philippines because of the shutdowns and lockdowns. Tumakbo and some people posted a 6'5" kid whose name escapes me right now. And I posted a picture of me and him together. And all of a sudden on social media, that picture and the comments were extensive. People asking what kind of players how can he help? Blah, blah, blah. Who's looking at him? What college is he going to? And that says a lot for the passion of basketball that is found there in the Philippines. And that's what makes me so excited about it, is because of that, the people are so basketball crazy that it's a great environment to be in. As a basketball person, why wouldn't you want to be part of that environment on a daily basis? If you're really truly a basketball guy, then the Philippines basketball is where you want to be, because they eat, drink, sleep basketball on every level, NBA level, high school level, PBA level, regardless.
Yes.
That's what I find so appealing to me, is because the passion that the people have for basketball and the thirst for knowledge about basketball on all those levels that I think is fantastic. And that happened at the SEA Games for me, representing Thailand at the SEA Games. People coming up and people talking about, Tyler Lamb, and talking about Thailand and can you beat Indonesia? What's going on there in Vietnam? People I didn't even know.